Everyone, I am Marja Masin. Today I'm going to discuss two codes, modes of address, encoding and decoding, articulation, and intertextuality. But first, I'm going to discuss the codes. So what is codes? A code, according to Chandler 2007, a code is a set of practices familiar to users of the medium operating with a broad cultural framework. So the concept of code is central in structuralist semiotics. So let's discuss a code is a set of practices familiar to user of the medium operating within a broad cultural framework. So that is according to Chandler. So what does this mean? A set of practices. A code isn't just a list of rules. It includes habits, behaviors, and convention. So these are ways people regularly do things, like how we greet each others, how we dress for any occasion, or how a news broadcast is structured. A code is familiar to users of the medium. From a code to work, the people using or interpreting message must already know the rules. For example, if you watch a movie, you understand certain camera angles or music cues because you already familiar with the filmic codes. A code operating within a broad cultural framework. Every code is culturally based. What accounts as polite, scary, funny, or formal depends on the shared values, norms, and beliefs on a particular society or group. So here are some key points of codes. The source contribution. So Ferdinand de Saussure's work focused on the idea that language is a system of signs where each sign's meaning is determined by its relation to other signs. So Saussure's framework stresses that individual signs only have a meaning within a system of Jacobson. So Roman Jacobson extended Saussure's ideas, so emphasizing that communication depends on codes or system of convention for interpreting and producing text. He distinguishes between the code, the system of sign, and the message, the content being communicated. So Jacobson approach shift from Saussure's lang parole distinction to focus on the codes and messages. So codes as a system of meaning, cultural dimension of codes. Codes are a system that organizes signs, connecting signifiers. The form of the sign, whether signifying the concept the sign represents. The meaning of a sign is dependent on its place within a particular code, which is shaped by social convention and cultural framework. Without code, there can be no signification. So analogy with the verbal language. Structuralists often compare non-verbal cultural code, example gestures, music, architecture, to verbal language, seeing them as a similarly structured system of meaning. Just as there are grammatical rules for speech, there are grammatical rules for other cultural practices like clothing, food, and behavior. So, in summary, the concept of code in structuralist semiotics highlights that meaning arises from the interplay of signs within a structured system, shaped by social and cultural convention. Understanding these codes is essential to interpreting texts and practices within a culture. Next, why is it that code matters in semiotics? First, you can't interpret a sign without a code. Example, the word skull emoji could mean danger, death, or even something funny depending on the cultural code and context. Next, code shape meaning. They link the form of a sign, a signifier, to its meaning, which is the signified. Semiotic analysis tries to uncover these codes, especially the ones we take for granted. Because codes are often so familiar, they become invisible. Example, imagine you're watching a horror movie. You hear a suspenseful music, see a dark hallway, and the camera slowly zoom in. So these are not random signs. They are part of a code you know from watching other horror films. So you understand something scary is about to happen even before anything actually does. So there are types of codes. So Chandler identifies multiple types of codes that govern communication. These are not isolated but interact and overlap in various semiotic processes. First, social codes. These codes govern social behavior, identity performance, and interaction. So they reflect cultural knowledge and social norms. A. Verbal language and social codes includes phonological, syntactic, lexical, prosodic, and paralinguistic subcode. Example, Bernstein's theory of restricted and elaborated codes linked to class. Restricted codes are context dependent, often used in working class communities, while elaborated codes are more explicit and decontextualized, linked to middle communication. B. The bodily codes. It belongs to social codes. Gestures, facial expression, posture, gaze, physical distance, or proxemics, and touch as haptics. So these codes are highly culturally variable. Example, eye contact may signal respect in one culture, but in other terms, it's aggression. Again, eye contact may signal respect one culture, but aggression in one another. Next, in social codes. Commodity codes. Fashion, brands, consumers' good convey identity and social status. So these signify class distinction, trends, subcultures, etc. Example, a luxury car might signify wealth, taste, or status depending on the cultural context. Next is the behavioral codes. Includes rituals, etiquettes, social protocols, and role-playing. Example, how we behave at weddings or funerals follow ritualized codes with deep cultural meanings. No, social codes are dynamic and influenced by power, ideology, and identity. They often naturalize meanings and hide their constructed nature. So that is social codes. Govern in social behavior, identify performance, and interaction. They reflect cultural knowledge and social norms. Verbal language includes phonological, syntactic, lexical, and prosodic. Next is the bodily codes, which is the gesture, facial expression, posture, and gaze. Next is the commodity codes, fashion, brands, consumer good. And last is the behavioral codes, includes ritual, etiquette, social protocols, and role-playing. Next, the second one is the textual codes. These relate to how a text are structured, organized, and interpreted across different media and genre. So, let's have here a scientific codes, which is falls on textual codes. Again, these relate to how text is structured, organized, and interpreted. So, scientific codes. Formal systems such as mathematics, logic, and computer programming. It is highly role-bound and precise, allowing minimal room for interpretative variation. Next is aesthetics codes, found in expressive forms like poetry, music, painting, drama, etc. Example of artistic conventions includes classicism, romanticism, realism, and modernism. So aesthetic codes shape expectation. Example, knowing that a painting belongs to Cubism changes how we interpret it. So that is scientific code. And so scientific code for many systems such as mathematics, logic, and computer. For the aesthetic codes found in expressive forms like poetry, music, painting, drama, it is textual because the texts are, it will be identified on how does the text are structured, organized, and interpreted. Next is genre, rhetorical, and stylistic code. Genre, example, horror, sci-fi. Rhetorical modes, exposition, narration, and stylistic traits are all coded. Audiences use genre codes to anticipate content and structure. For example, a detective story typically includes a mystery, a detective, clues, and resolution. Next is mass media codes. Found in the film, TV, radio, photography, news, includes both technical codes. Example, camera, angles, editing, and conventional codes, which is the narrative structure. Examples, that is example. For example, in television news, the neutral tone of the anchor and the visual cues, like a news ticker, are all part its textual coding. Note, these codes create the formal properties of text, are central to how meaning is encoded and decoded. They are rarely neutral and often ideologically charged. Next is interpretive codes. They shape the way audience perceive, decode, and make sense of text. They are foundation to reception theory and media interpretation. So, perceptual codes. So, interpretive codes, they shape the way audience perceive, decode, and make sense of text. They are foundational to reception theory and media interpretation. Perceptual codes derive from Gestalt psychology and perceptual organization. These codes influence how we group, how we separate or focus on visual elements. Example, figure ground distinction, closure, and proximity. Perceptual code also, they function below conscious awareness and are essential for visual media. Example, photography, design, and film. Next is ideological codes. It falls in interpretive code. World views, beliefs, value, and cultural assumption that frame interpretation. Stuart Hall includes dominant, negotiated, and oppositional reading position. So ideological codes includes systems like capitalism, liberalism, feminism, nationalism, individualism, populism, and etc. So these codes are often invisible but deeply influence meaning. All codes, in a sense, are ideological as they reflect particular perspective and power relation. So note, interpretive codes are crucial in decoding meaning and influence how we interpret realism, truth, and intention in text. So the knowledge required by these codes. That Chandler links the three types of codes to three types of interpretive knowledge. Code, social code, textual codes, and interpretive codes. The knowledge needed. Knowledge of the world's social context. Knowledge of the medium and genre. That is textual codes. Interpretive codes, the knowledge needed is modality, judgment, reality versus fiction. So let's discuss the table in the next slide. So social codes, the knowledge of the world, or the knowledge needed is knowledge of the world, social context. So understanding social codes requires real-world cultural knowledge, how people behave, what roles to play, and how meaning is constructed in everyday life. So these codes guide our expectation in social interaction. Greetings, gesture, dress, and social ritual. Example, wearing white at a wedding means different things depending on culture. So in Western context, it symbolizes purity. And so in some Asian cultures, it may be associated with mourning. You need cultural knowledge to interpret it correctly. So that is the knowledge needed in the social codes. Next is textual codes. So the knowledge needed here is the knowledge of the medium and genre. So the decode textual codes, you need to understand the format, structure, and convention. So the medium, format, structure, and convention of the medium you're engaging with, whether it's a poem, a newspaper, article, a TV show, or scientific report. So for example, in textual codes, you instantly recognize a news report versus a comedy show because you know their genre codes, which is tone, visual, structure. So understanding the headlines is meant to summarize versus entertain shapes how you interpret it. So that is textual code. Next is the interpretive codes. So the knowledge needed here is modality judgment, reality versus fiction. So interpretive codes help you to evaluate the relationship between a text and a reality. Asking, is this real, fictional, biased, exaggerated, or symbolic? This is known as making modality judgment. Example, a documentary and a superhero movie both use movie images, but you treat their claims differently because you apply different interpretive codes. Truth claims, realism, and narrative intent. So again, in social codes, the knowledge needed is the knowledge of the world. Understanding social codes requires real world cultural knowledge. Next is in textual codes, the knowledge of the medium and genre. So to decode textual codes, you need to understand the format, structure, and convention. While the interpretive codes help you to evaluate the relationship between a text and a reality. Asking is bias, real, fictional, exaggerated, or symbolic. So that's my report about codes.